back again with Charlie Heggem from Cirrus Body Float Connect seat post. We're going to zoom in a little bit, take a peek at this right down here. This is a very interesting piece of engineering right here. And Charlie, we've talked a lot about your seat post. One thing that we can cover is what out there in the market right now in the industry is your competition.
So there's a couple of units out there. You know, one of the great things about our being in the seat post business, there's not a whole lot of competition. Some of your primary ones, you've got the Sun Tour and you've got the Thudbuster. Those are the two ones that are out there, a little bit lower price point, very, very different engineering and what goes on. Both of those systems have a vertically aligned parallelogram, and their active travel range actually is rearward more than downward. And so what they do is actually take and they stretch out and change the geometry of the bike and the rider. And we don't feel that that's the most effective way to do this. And so that's why we invented this system that allows a vertical travel path, that allows an undamped system that's very, very active. Doesn't take much for me to get this system to activate. It'll still support up to a 260-pound rider or more with some other features that you can add to it. So the seat post, this isn't a new idea. The first parallelogram seat post was patented in 1896. So this is not a new idea. What we've done is we've added some catalyst pieces to this to make it work. And that is removing that damping and creating the vertical travel path. Those two things are what differentiates this from anything else on the market. That allows us to be able to tune this product, to be able to keep it as tight and very small compliance as possible, or wide open like a Cadillac, whatever the rider chooses. And it's one of the feel of this is very different than if you ride a Thudbuster or a Sun Tour or a couple of the other ones that are out there. The activation of this system is this the most active system on the market. It keeps you isolated. It keeps you connected the whole time. So it's just a much more evolved product that was actually designed on electric bikes. All the other seat posts that have been out there have been designed on regular standard bikes. And when you've got a bike that weighs 2 or 3 times what a regular bike weighs, then it needs to be engineered a little bit differently. It needs to handle a different amount of forces. And our product allows that to happen. So we've got a little bit different design, a lot different design that is truly accessible to whatever the rider wants to feel.
So you talk about tuning. What sort of tuning options do you have and how does that work?
What we have 4 basic spring combinations. We have white springs, purple springs, black springs, and orange springs. And that ranges from 50 to 100 pounds the white, 100 to 150 for the purple, 150 to 200 for a black spring, and 200 pounds to 260 pounds on an orange spring. As you can see here, you can mix and match those spring combinations to create different spring rates. On top of that, we have this tension bolt on the back here, and this allows you to change the tension of those springs, which create the feel that the rider wants. If I want a rider, I like asking the question, do you want to float or do you want to fly? Most riders on electric bikes want to float. I want to get stable and I want to just float on top of whatever terrain that I'm riding on. And that's great. Wide open, put on the right springs, sit down, ride away, very, very simple. If I want to fly, like a road biker or a discerning rider that's got a very specific saddle height, a very specific metric, and I'm really concerned with how my fit and tune is, well, that's what I do on our flight tune or our performance tune, is I'll build a foundation first. And like with any good house, the first thing you build is a foundation. And if you don't have a good foundation, you're not going to be able to build very much on top of it. And so with the body float, I can increase this tension to build the proper foundation of my rider, meaning when I sit on this seat, as I'm pedaling along, I've got no bounce, no movement, but the bike's able to move underneath of me. That foundation allows me to have an absolute perfect bike fit. No change in fore-aft, no change in pedal height. I can be nice and stable in my foundation mode. No other product on the market is able to do that. From the foundation, I back off this tension, the simple lefty-loosey of the bolt on the back. The closer I am to the foundation, the more race car, the more racy it feels, a little more firm. As I open it up and loosen it, Subaru, Cadillac, boat mode, whatever you want, it's up to you. But that's an amazing opportunity to be able to actually tune to how you want it to ride and what terrain you're riding on.
What sort of feedback do you get from customers?
We've been extremely humbled by the feedback that we've gotten from this product. It blows people away because it absolutely annihilates their expectations. Because their expectations are what's been done in the past. And they think it's going to feel what the other ones feel like. It doesn't. Today I did a sales meeting and we did it on a road bike. And there was nobody there that believed this product belonged on a road bike. By the time I left, every one of them had them on their road bikes. This is a truly ubiquitous product that fits any rider from 30 to 300 pounds on any style of bike that you might want to have. So very, very fun to be able to use, and the feedback's just really been overwhelmingly positive. It works on any bike in any style, any situation. Fat tire, skinny tire, big rider, small rider, it doesn't matter, and people are extremely happy of the simplicity and the feel that they get out of their bike. It eliminates those barriers of entry to ride, and that's what we want to do.
We chatted earlier today with the owner or co-owner of Pedego Franklin in Tennessee, and she had something to say about her body float seat post and why she uses it.
So one of the great aspects of what this design does is what I like to talk about it as a therapeutic application. When we've all got issues, we've all got them. Some of them are visible, some of them are not. And my background is working a lot with adaptive technology. I believe in creating solutions for people to get them moving forward. And she has a fused vertebrae in her neck, and she's got extreme lower back issues. And she was a former cyclist. She stated, that she won't ride a bike without this now because it allows her in a altered state with a fused neck, and she's got nerve issues and all this kind of stuff, to sit on her bike and actually ride for longer distances and be much more comfortable. So the therapeutic application of what the product does is quite amazing. I've had Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, hip surgeries, internal organ issues, you name it. You have a rider that's able to sit, be comfortable, not be apprehensive about what they're riding over, and they can get back into activity much, much quicker and much safer than without.
That's awesome. Again, Charlie, being a former pro rider, it's just a pleasure to chat with you and about these products. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Look forward to getting people out there having fun.